Welcome in. Hello, hello. Welcome in. Hello. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Am I clear? What's good? We're up here standing on business, y'all. Oh man, what a week. What's sticking out in your mind today regarding the Jack and Lilly Sullivan case? I've got one statement from Janie that's going to make you pause and think for a moment, as well as a screenshot from Mr. Wong, the neighbor. That's what we're going to look at, plus a whole lot more. Please hit the link pinned to the top of your live chat. That will take you to the timestamp over at Ninchi's True Crime. To Janie's statement that stood out in my mind this morning. I can't remember when she released this one. There's been a lot of good content being uploaded. Mike demands uploading some. Please get over there and watch it. My only problem with this screenshot that we're going to look at, I don't have a problem with it. It came from It's a Criming Shame. But it's confusing in the sense that it's completely, not completely, I shouldn't overemphasize it. It's different than what the wording has been and how it's been portrayed both in the paperwork and in the media. Maybe that's on purpose. I don't know. But from our standpoint and an outsider's standpoint, Brian Wong says that the vehicle he heard, as a clarification, came and went 4 times from Daniel Martell's house and Janie's place the morning of May 2nd, 2025. The last time it came back, it was a quiet vehicle, as opposed to all of the other times it was noisy, except for the final visit, which would insinuate, which would say that more than one vehicle was used. Now it makes a lot more sense if indeed that's true at this point in time. And I've got no reason to believe it's not. It's not like I'm doubting the witness accounts here. I'm just searching for reality in an obscure environment. Nonetheless, you just keep it in the back of your minds. But Janie had stated really much earlier on, when she was all out and doing her damage control tour, just before she signed off, she said, well, she had her fake cries pumping. And a special thank you to you, Kent. He'll know what that means. So already, Janie's signaling coded messaging between Kent and herself, something that needs to be shout out and recognized in public, but privately. Oh, we can't understand why. Oh, thanks for helping me push my car out of the ditch. Thanks for bringing me over some of that really great dog food. He loves it. I don't think so. See, Kent in his mysterious fire at a salvage yard. He's got this business, this Corbett salvage and towing, and they might do some body work inside. God knows what they do, ripping apart old vehicles, which is why in a lot, which is in line with what Durwood seems to be doing on Facebook Marketplace, with all these old pieces of shit that they sell that, has paperwork and things like this. They're always wheeling and dealing with probably hot cars. It doesn't even matter if they're hot or not. Some people are just into things like that. But these individuals, it goes a lot deeper. So it makes you wonder. It's food for thought for sure. Of course, we're doing some speculating in this sense. But speculating over and for the right reasons. Good to see you, Sweet Tea. It's been a week. I've had to clear my soul because of MLB postseason baseball. I've been traumatized as a Blue Jays fan, and I don't even want to talk about it. I'm fine. It was a great series, and we were lucky to be there. It brought me back to my early childhood, and it rekindled my love for baseball, which is going to be good for MLB next year anyway. Oh, hell. We had every opportunity the Blue Jays did to sweep that series. They didn't. I'm glad not to feel that stress. It's like, look, listen, I like high-risk assets like crypto and things like this and leverage trading. And that series was just as emotionally trying as putting out bad trades in that sense. Oh, my God. But listen, I don't even want to mention it at this point in time. Nobody remembers the losers, pal. But congratulations to LA. It was cool to see. I was lucky enough to see Joe Carter do that in 1993, so it was a bit difficult to watch it happen to us in 2025, but now I know how the Phillies fans felt. Poor Mitch Williams. But listen, they couldn't solve Yamamoto, right? That's all it takes is just that one arm to ruin and take that momentum. And, oh, Jesus. Hey, listen, I'm not going to make any excuses for them. How could you continue to break our hearts like that? Extra innings and gave them 7. It is an epic series, but whatever. I'm done reminiscing. There's always next year. I felt like way back in the 90s, before the Blue Jays had their streak in 92 and 93, there was still 1990, 91, and right, those seasons. And those seasons when the Twins won it, the Blue Jays had amazing teams as well. They just needed to fix. They still had McGriff at first, so there's all kinds of shuffling around. They brought in Paul Molitor, Jack Morris, which was questionable in 92 in my opinion. But listen, this is the beginning of a Blue Jays dynasty. Finally, they gave the fans something to cheer about. And do you know what sticks out in my mind the most about this series? Is how the Toronto Transit Commission fucked over the entire city. And it's so representative of life in Canada in 2025. Imagine how good that series was for the city of Toronto. Every bar and restaurant was filled. There were watch parties from, coast to coast in that sense. But listen, downtown Toronto is a super special thing. Not to mention the 45,000, 50,000 people at the Sky Dome that were just leaving. Because it went into overtime or extra innings in that sense, the TTT or the Transit Commission shut down all their subways, their transit lines at 11, and they stuck tens of thousands of people. Imagine how dangerous that would have been if it had been Chicago. But they stuck all of those people with no way to get home. Everybody who took the transit system downtown where they had to go that night, and they stiffed them. Because it ate into their collective agreement in that sense, in other words. I'm simplifying it. But they had all kinds of reasons, and they posted all over Twitter as well. I'll never forget that. People weren't pissed about the Jays losing. They're pissed at the TTC. So now that I mention it, hopefully it'll come up and maybe you'll see something about it. I'm still too traumatized to watch anything right now. Fucking assholes. It's life as a Toronto fan, man. But it was good. It was good while it lasted. Anyway. Let's get this shit show started. I've lived through the Harold Ballard years in Toronto, bro. Toughen me up like physical abuse and punishment should. Oh, man. The Blue Jays made you proud? Yeah, it was a phenomenal World Series. I am surprised. Yeah, that Alejandro Kirk is my new favorite player, man. The game's so it's evolved in a way that's pretty funny at this point in time. I really like it. I'm surprised about it. Anyway, what's up, Tammy Burke? Good to see you. It's still going to affect ticket prices next year. We'll see what happens. It's going to be good because I believe it's going to allow Toronto that much more potential to do it next year in that sense, to bring in a couple players. Maybe we'll bring in Yamamoto. They should have won that series, but I'm not going to go on about it. Fuck. Sons of bitches. But we're always, if you're a baseball fan, you're always used to losing in that sense. Par a few teams. Like the Yankees and Red Sox. It was so nice to beat the Yankees. It's going to be a good next year. It's going to be a good next season. I can't wait till April. Spring training starts. Anyway. I didn't realize that I would have so much fun watching it through, like, just people watching the game on YouTube. Like, I don't even have to watch it. I'll watch the MLB highlights as they come because it packages the game in a different way, although it is nice to see it live. But I had a hell of a lot of fun watching those watch parties. I'm not participating in the live chat. They just, two dudes just calling it out is pretty interesting. Pretty funny. They did the job. Yeah, your dad's a Cubs fan? Yeah, he'd know all about it. I do love the Cubs. Used to listen to them all come across the lake on the Canadian side. Listen to all these American ball games when I was a kid. The Cubs came in nice and clear because of WGN. They've got a big antenna on the Sears Tower. Anyway, we're talking about different things. Welcome in, friends. Yeah, it is a lost win, Slim Pickens. It's a lost win. That's funny. Good to see you, Silver. Tom, that doesn't surprise me. They're owned by the same people that refuse to wear one. Disgusts me, Darlene. Am I from Toronto? No, hell no, Rachel. Hell to the no. Let me get into this. All right, here we go. So just let me switch up here. Right down there. I took this from Ninchi's True Crime channel. In the timestamp, actually, this is how it started. I want to start this a little differently. I'll play Janie's audio. Let me take this down.
Comment that has bugged me from the beginning.
And thank you, Ken. You'll know what it's about. I appreciate that. So I'm going to take off now.
Now, I wonder what that means. Oh, I wonder what that means. Thank you, Kent. Thank you for getting rid of her shitty vehicles. Thank you for... what exactly, I wonder? Durwood, Kent, Daniel, Janie. One more time. This is 2303.
Facebook audio for the first time. She made this really, really curious comment that has bugged me from the beginning.
And thank you, Ken. You'll know what it's about. I appreciate that. So I'm going to take off now.
Now, when Janie made that comment, at that point in time, Kent was all up in Sunny's chat and even going on panel and talking, and seemed like he might have been a decent guy. People seemed to be quite respectful of him. But, coincidentally, he appeared around the same time that Durwood did. But I found it really odd that Janie felt the need to go out of her way to...
So, Julia Hayden, you're saying you heard Ken? Ken like Ken McKenzie? Who's Ken McKenzie? I heard Kent. But yeah, that could be suggestive. You don't think it's Kent, Julia Hayden? Let's listen to it again. I'm gonna have to put my noise canceling earmuffs in. Not that it's gonna matter because Janie's in a state of fake crying in that sense.
When we heard Janie's Facebook audio for the first time, she made this really, really curious comment that has bugged me from the beginning.
And thank you, Ken.
Maybe you're right. I heard Ken too. But now you got me thinking. It's not that it takes away from the point at all. The point's still valid. He's involved with the family for a reason in that sense. I just thought that she said Ken here, but I don't know who Ken is. And why would she be acknowledging a Ken when there's Kent involved? But I don't pronounce the T at the end of Kent's name either. I think she meant Kent, Darlene said. I think she meant Kent too. Like, it's just not that it's not pronounced perfectly in that sense. Like, nobody pronounces Toronto. Say Toronto. CH. Let me know what you guys think. Either or. I'm open to either or.
You'll know what it's about. I appreciate that. So I'm going to take off now.
Now, when a comment that has bugged me from the beginning.
And thank you, Ken. You'll know what it's about. I appreciate that. So I'm going to take off now.
Now,
I think she meant to say Kent, but I heard Ken. I didn't hear a T. You're right. But I'm open to either or. That's what we're alleging, Annie. That's what we're wondering. That's what she brought up. And it had me thinking.
when Janie made that comment, at that point in time, Kent was all up in Sunny's chat and even going on panel and talking, and seemed like he might have been a decent guy. People seemed to be quite respectful of him. But, coincidentally, he appeared around the same time that Durwood did. But I found it really odd that Janie felt the need to go out of her way to thank Kent. Why would she need to do that? Janie's not.
So, if that's indeed what she meant, and she meant Kent, and I believe that she did, then absolutely your point's made.
The sort of person that actually tends to think much of other people. So whatever Kent did must have been something quite significant that helped her out. Something that was worth Janie putting away her disdain for the world and actually saying thank you to Kent. So here's the thing.
Thank you, Kent. Ninchi has on fire this morning. Ninchi, this is a really good video, by the way. I liked it a lot. Even though it was more along the lines of speculation based off of what it is that we're talking about. And especially the screenshot was interesting because it makes me wonder what else is taking down in a certain way. I don't know why or how things get misconstrued. Maybe it's lost in translation because English might not be his first language, meaning Mr. Wong. But it just makes me think about all of the other potential miscues that the RCMP picked up on. I'm not even hating on the RCMP because this is a no-brainer. They're all over this. They're all over this. Of course, it could be better, but it's what they have to do to build a case against Daniel and Janie and everybody. They have to work with what they have. Brandy, you're saying those people have so many fake accounts. Oh, no, you must not be familiar with the case, Brandy Lindy. You must not have heard Daniel say that he doesn't have any fake accounts on the CBC. Those people have so many fake accounts. You never know who you're talking to in the chat unless you've known someone before. But they'll copy accounts by changing one letter so you don't know IMO. I know what you're saying, of course. Yeah, but Daniel's assured everybody that he doesn't have any fake accounts. He doesn't even have any fake accounts. And by the way, he even hopes that they bring in 2 cadaver dogs. Listen, I even hope they bring in 2. Hey, I even hope they bring in 3, pal. Hey, does anybody else watch the Predator Poachers with, the Alex Rosen's content? I got hooked into some of those. I've been watching them for the first time. Hold on. Brian. Where's Brian? Good to see you in here. There you are, Brian. Let's see. Oh, Lily. It's not illegal to have sock accounts. In fact, it's a normal thing. Everybody's got more than one account. But it's all how you use it in that sense. This constant claim of Daniels is a red flag rather than really an alibi in that sense where, what accompanies him is his need to tell you just how transparent and honest he is at any one point in time about everything, which is a red flag reminder, as opposed to how he wants to portray it as an alibi for him. It's not an alibi, it's a red flag. If I recall, when Kent showed up on the scene, says Flight Nurse 76, he was getting truck donated to drive-in parade with signs, as he did not have a working tow truck for a vehicle, nor was he able to work, if I recall correctly. Oh, he's got all kinds of reasons to be up here preying on your sympathy. Oh, he needs to make that connection with you. He's like a goddamn gypsy. He's a maritime gypsy, that guy. Daniel made an account named Brandy and tried to act like he was me, and I caught him during a live chat. Well, sometimes it's fun. But there's a certain, when you get used to it, the people can't get away from like their reasoning why they're leaving these comments that are completely lacking any logic or common sense, that just want to blindly oppose you and make it look a certain way. It's all from the same person, the same 2, 3, maybe different people and 10 different accounts. What do you say, Anita Benita? That's fairly common. But you can see by the type of insults or how they structure their sentences, their lack or misuse of punctuations, spellings of certain things, sticky keys on their keyboard. B in Florida, I disagree because I've been calling Kent out for misinformation for months. Well, this bud's for you there, B in Florida. You're in the right place, I guess. Listen, it's completely sketchy. You don't even have to go into it. Yeah, fried pickles are actually pretty delicious. Yeah, I watched a couple of really interesting. Hooked me in yesterday, Slim. I recommend them actually. At first they come across my ex and I thought it was interesting, but I never really delved into a lot of his content until like the last couple of days. Really appreciated it. You get to see there's a lot in with that genuine interaction in the right moments. You're saying Kent and Durwood hang out at Kent's? Flight nurse, how do you know that? Do you think they sit around and conspire? That's very generous, Victorian 7192. That is a very generous super chat. $20. Thank you so much. You just pissed Durwood O'Grady off that much more. That's 4 bracelets. Isn't it, Kent? That's 4 of your bracelets, boy. 4 of your car stickers. Yeah, I'm being sarcastic, Slim, of course, you know that. AB, he's got many accounts. Letters to Emily is pretty interesting. Why does that sound familiar? Letters to Emily. What was I watching today? Oh, shit. That's Alex Rosen. Excuse me. We're having a different conversation. I thought we were talking about... I'm in and out of the Jack and Lily conversation. My fault. I know what you're saying, Slim. Excuse me. Considering Janie was crying, she didn't pronounce Kent's name with the T on the end. Right, Kitty Hawk. Could be interpreted other way. I'm not worried about it too much. I'm pretty sure she meant Kent. Absolutely, because he's the only other one in the picture with that sort of name. I could see him a mile away, but there's all kinds. I'm not the first one. I'm not the only one. There's all kinds of other people out there that have been talking about it. In fact, I dismissed it. I ignored it for much too long until there was reason, of course, to investigate a little further. And I even think that this meets Mike Demand's standard of interesting. Too much effort for you to make false accounts, Amy. Do you know that there's websites out there and services that will sell you 5,000 Google accounts if you want to buy them? All different. All bundled up, ready for you to go. There's services like that you can utilize. Bot farms. Wouldn't you like to have an army of your own bots to go and spam somebody's comment section? Well, people use them in malicious ways here on YouTube in many different scams. A lot of them are to get your interest because the bot will go into a live stream and have 42,000 viewers there, all bots. And they'll pop up on the algorithm all over the place, and it opens you up to a dangerous link that takes you in order to get you believing in something that really isn't, and is meant to take either your money, your information as well. You even saw it during the World Series to a degree. They'll stream the World Series and then put a blank. They'll put a note up on it telling you and redirecting you to a different link for a donation so you can remove what's on this screen in that sense. It's just a way to prey on stupid people. And they pop up nonstop, like a whole handful selection of them. What are you saying, Starcar? Shit, I've been sitting here talking, and sorry guys, I've been sitting here talking. I just found Starcar's comment. Excuse me, also, you know what? What a tool, what a fool. Excuse me. Starcar65, I heard Kent lives near Daniel. Is he staying in the Black Getty's house at 1373 Gearlock Road? Is that Gearlock Road? Well, that's interesting. We'll put that out to the YouTube verse. YouTube gods. If anybody's watching this in the future, let me know down in the comments section below. Cindy Clark, good to see you here. I'm throwing up. How low? Selling merchandise, grr. Oh, well, he's got that's his cover for getting by in the moment. It's just disgusting. It's not like, listen, we don't even have to overemphasize how disgusting Kent is. He's outed. He's been exposed. We need to move on, not be distracted in that sense. But like it or not, he keeps coming up into being some sort of association in this. He's been drawn in and pulled in, probably because he's some sort of lover under the cover, part-time lover of Daniel or Durwood, probably. I would expect. That would explain the wheelchair in the back of the black truck someone noticed yesterday in Daphne's live. Oh, I'll have to go and take a look at that. Thank you for mentioning. Can you give us a timestamp there, Darlene D? Kent's offering his close support. Very, very important individual. Pictou County's finest. Starcat, someone mentioned in another chat yesterday that he's been known to drive that old black truck. Who, Kent, you're talking about? Darlene's saying that that's interesting. Maybe they gave him property for payment, helping them dispose of evidence. Yeah, they've got to pull him in even closer. Mm-hmm. Oh, they're definitely they're all working together. No doubt about it. And in mischievous and nefarious ways. Anita Bonita, how dare you be in my chat talking about Janie in a sexual manner? That's disgusting. But you never know. That we've got to incorporate all of that because there's some weird vibes coming off of that land. Even Wade said himself. Incestuous. He used that term even came up, incestuous, from Wade. I thought that was interesting. So, I wonder. And of course, listen, just hearsay right now, but I did hear it from Wade. Old Kent, Mr. Know-It-All, Mr. Ambassador of the Jack and Lilly Sullivan disappearance. Brought to you by Daniel and Janie and Durwood. That's the this that they're always referencing. They've got a little club. They've got a little get-along gang. A little treehouse club. Wonder why. I wonder why there's all this information that needs to be not shared because it might disrupt the investigation from the RCMP's standpoint. And Daniel is holding that information this entire time. Oh, what an indicator there of guilty knowledge. That's like the crown jewel. Who was the fake account named Kent mentioned on Crime Lines and Lies? He's over there on Brooks' channel talking, was he? Oh, he's making his rounds. He needs to go over and team up with Cher. Cher will shake him down. The voice is behind my balls. She's a life coach, Kent. She could probably help you out. And she's into weird facial hair. You're sometimes, Silver. I keep forgetting that you're just like that and not trolling in my comments section. Sometimes I read things weirdly. Ellie knew, if you're out there listening, I wasn't being sensitive this morning. I was being sarcastic. It didn't come across, but I was getting the point. Yeah, so I just deleted the entire post and reposted it without Daniel's picture because I wasn't inferring that you were supposed to use any of these little cards with the picture. I just put the picture there because on my phone I thought it was more engaging and drawing in, not that you needed to exercise what was on those BSG cards for that individual image. So I got sick of answering those questions. Finally just took the post down and reposted it without the image. Nowhere in there did I say that. Heaven's sakes. Heavens to Betsy. Monotonous. Creating myself some work sometimes. Osprey. I think more will be disclosed. Well, absolutely there will be, because there's another batch of redactions to come eventually. They're all timed. Not all of it, like medical or financial necessarily. Because it's not the government's job to dox the fuck out of you. How dare you come in here and talk negatively about Kent? Hey, Kent, thank you. Thank you, Kent. He'll know what that means. Thank you for everything. Holy mackerel. And they're bold. Janie loves to lie. This is her Joan Crawford moment. Maybe her mentor was like the minister of propaganda for Adolf Hitler. What was his name? Goebbels? She's just like Magdala Goebbels. Oh, I don't like how they made their end. They had a nasty fate. They had 6 kids. They all committed suicide. We don't want to talk about that. Oh, unaliving, I mean. Yeah, Kent's very touchy about it. In other words, that's a sensitivity area. Oh, Kent's a little bitch. His mask slipped. He's so entitled. Kent, go take a look at yourself. Tell me it's not weird that a dude like you is so invested in Jack and Lily's situation to the fact that you've branded them, have yourself in a commercial. Really, you're putting yourself in a position to misdirect and mislead, and that's exactly what you've been doing, son. You're not that smart, buddy. It's like watching a hustler, watching a shitty tow truck driver try to hustle somebody out of money. Part of being a tow truck driver is having a compound. Place where you can go steal other people's vehicles, tow them to some place, and lock them down at any time of the night. 24-hour service, baby. That's what Kent advertises to Daniel. You're not a mechanic. Fuck, mechanics have money. You're not a mechanic. Might want to be a mechanic. So that was a bullshit lie. That's just a misnomer that he doesn't mind. He's as much of a mechanic as Stacey Wander was. Remember how Stacey Wander tried to pull that shit? Does anybody get Wander vibes off Daniel? Different case, but lying for the same reasons. By the way, it took them 4 years to bring this case to the point where they were ready to charge Stacey Wander. Hopefully it doesn't take that long. But what I'm saying to you is, don't hold your breath, everybody. It might not happen next week or the week after, but it will happen. There's only one direction that this is going from the perspective of an RCMP investigation. As they eliminate certain leads, it makes the remaining leads that much more important and obvious, giving them a direction.